Hi, and we're live again. Really great to see you on this wonderful Thursday afternoon or whatever time it is for you, wherever you are in the world. So today I wanted to quickly share with you in this short video, this short live stream, about how we can go about increasing our sense of influence and our influence over the festive season. Now, why on earth would we want to do this? Well, why wouldn't we want to be persuasive around Christmas time? And, if we think about children, if you've got children and you want to persuade the family to go to your favorite restaurant, or say, for example, you want to get out of the shops and you finally want to go to the beach, right? Or whatever it is that you might be, there's a Christmas gift, something that you really, really want. You've got to turn a little bit up that persuasion up there, a little bit of that influence up there in order to get what we want. And as we prepare and think about and let go of 2021 and eventually we'll step into 2022, where we're going to need to be able to be more influential, to be more persuasive in the work that we do in our lives. I'm going to share 3 really quick steps with you today, how you can go about actually increasing your persuasion and influential skills over the festive season without having to make it a chore. Okay, so 3 really, really easy steps. Here we go. The first step is always, and get the camera back in focus, thank you. The 3 steps are always, we always want to start rather on where we are, okay, and where our audience is, and whether that's an audience we're presenting to, or whether that's your partner, your kids, or the family, or whoever it's going to be over the festive season. Where are you currently? Where are they currently? And where do you want to move them towards, right? So the from and the to. We've got to be really clear about that, because say, for example, you're at the shopping center and you want to go to the beach. You've got to be clear about that, because everything else is going to follow suit towards that specific goal. If you want to influence or persuade somebody to, at work, for example, if we think about in work case scenarios, you want to persuade them to move from being disinterested in your ideas to being super interested, or from being disengaged to being engaged, which at this time of year, probably not going to happen too much of. But so get really, really clear. Step one, get really, really clear on the from and where you want to move them to. Once you've done that, here's the second part. And this is where Aristotle comes into it. And I love all Aristotle. He spoke about the rhetorical analysis, or speaks about rhetorical analysis and the pyramid of persuasion. And so if you imagine a triangle, and down on the left-hand side, and we'll use this as your left-hand side, right? Down at the left-hand side, we've got something called logos. On the right-hand side, we've got pathos. And at the top of the triangle over here is something called ethos. This is a really important step. And a lot of the challenges and the problems that I hear from some of my clients, especially in the corporate world, is there is no time for us to delve into emotions and this and that and the other. Well, I tell you something, after you hear this pyramid, it's not a pyramid scheme, by the way, but after you get in touch with using Aristotle's pyramid, I can guarantee you right now, you will absolutely see an increase in your influence and your persuasion. All right, so let's start with the left brain, which is the logos. All right, so again, this is your left brain, so we'll start here, the logos. So what that stands for is logic, reason. So you've got the from and the to, you know where you're headed, all right? And then you're going to put down your argument. What are the statistics? What's the evidence? What's your argument for being able to say you want to go from the shopping center to the beach? Now we move to the other side of the triangle, which is the pathos. The pathos is the feelings and the emotions, and more of the storytelling. This is where storytelling comes in, which a lot of people say, hey, storytelling, it doesn't work in an office space, in a boardroom space. I'm going to get to that. Right, okay. And then say, for example, so the third point right at the top there is ethos. And ethos speaks to our credibility. It's the reason why somebody should trust your argument that they should go from where they are now to where it is that you want them to be. Okay, so we've got the logos, and we got pathos, and we got ethos. And then finally, your third step is the call to action. You cannot put an argument forward to somebody, and you cannot want them to move from one place to the other without asking them to do it. And that's a common step that a lot of presenters miss out on and skip in their presentations when they don't provide a clear call to action. It's like, I want you to take this action. This is it. And you can pose it as a question, or a gentle or a stronger challenge, depending on your audience and what you're looking for. And And so those are your three steps, really, really easy. Some of the, and why would you want to go and practice this over the festive holidays? As I've said to you, maybe there may be situations that you want to be more influential. And so as I consider, Winston Churchill said, well, personally, I'm always ready to learn, although I do not always like being taught. And so over the festive season, if you want to learn without being taught, well, how about we bring a little bit of fun into it? And the fun is to use it in ways that are going to help you to gently and not manipulatively, but with some fun, get you the kinds of result that you want, and for you to practice this in a fun kind of way. Because the statistics around learning while you're having fun are just so important, and they weigh so heavily in the argument towards going out and actually practicing something that we want to learn, but doing fun while we're having it. So, for example, a neurologist, her name's Judy Willis, and she showed that having fun experiences increases dopamine, it increases endorphins and oxygen, which promotes learning. And then there are other researchers who have also shown in their studies, Krashen and Dulé and Burt, 1982, they found evidence that people learn much better when they're feeling strong, positive emotions. So why not go out and have some fun while you're doing it and come back in 2022 going, I got me some influence and some persuasion that is dialed up. All right. And if I think back to my school days, for example, man, I used to love biology. I really did. It was a lot of fun. I didn't want to be a doctor or anything, but I remember going in and we would look at the, all the organs in the frog, and we'd learn about the tree. I don't know. I loved it, and it was because my teacher was really awesome, and she created such a great environment. If you think about your favorite teacher that you had in school as well, and what it was like learning in that environment, where business economics, on the other hand, was boring. Oh my gosh, it was like pulling teeth. So boring, in fact, that I didn't do very well in business economics, but I did do well in biology, which kind of proves what I'm trying to say as well. And look, I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. But this is definitely a process, and this is part of this three-step process, is part of a longer process of how we actually go about creating professional presentations that inspire people to take action and are persuasive. But these three steps will absolutely help you to increase your influence and your persuasion, and so that you can go try them out over the holiday season. And so I'm going to give it a go this weekend, because I can tell you one thing, I do not want to go to the shopping malls, but I would love to go to the beach. So I'll let you know how that goes. But so if you think back and if you look back, obviously, at what I've done there, as I've given you the logic, the statistics behind why, having fun and learning and practicing this during your festive holiday season when you're unplugged and not thinking about work. And I've then given you the pathos, which is the right side of the brain. And I'm going, look, think about that story back in time where you learned best, where you were having fun, right? So now you go, oh yeah, I remember back in school, that teacher was awesome. Well, that teacher was terrible. And then we get to the ethos at the top here. I'm like, look, you can trust me because I've been doing this for a long time, And also, if we look at the most influential speakers in the world, they're definitely including all of these three steps in their presentations as well. So why not? Give it a go. What have you got to lose? Nothing. I'd love to hear your stories if you do give it a go, and I'd love to see what happens. And so my call to action for you at the end of this is, are you going to give it a go? My invitation is, give it a go and just go and have some fun with that. Why not? You might learn something. You might turn up your influence in the meantime and come back just a little more influential or persuasive in 2022. Awesome hanging out here with you guys. I hope that you enjoyed that short video. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon or your day, wherever you are. And I'll catch you again soon here on LinkedIn. Until then, cheers for now.